Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back for our last update on the teams in the UKSR, the 24. Now, it's been a very interesting couple of hours, okay? I've had a lot of updates come through. And basically, we are sitting here with Peter Cox from UKSimRacing Pink, currently doing a smashing job in 11th place, flicking between 11th and 12th, depending on what my timings are, really wants to tell you. But he's switching between 11th and 12th at the moment. So we are going to follow on with UKSR Pink and see how they get on. Now, some of the other teams have had a very eventful hour and 45 minutes, should we say? Let's start off with the UKSR Lambo Yellow. Message. Red, killed by a sausage, taken 25 minutes repairs, and down to P37. Now, we know they were on a recovery. Anyway, they were up, I think, at 31st place, I think. Evening F1 Racing League, much appreciate you. So UK Yellow were up into 31. Unfortunately, the sausage curb has killed them, and they're now down to P37. So that's a bit of a shame for the UKSR Yellow, down to P37. Now, UKSR Scarlet, however, are into P2 and only 14 seconds behind the leader, catching about a second a lap. Okay, so that's looking very promising for UKSR Scarlet. One of the teams in the top 10, so that's going to be definitely worth keeping an eye on that one as well. And we will try and catch up with them later on in the morning. Now, unfortunately, UKSR 24-hour punty people. Now, we checked in on them and they were absolutely flying, okay? On the last update, we know that, who was it that had the, Richard Williams had an accident with a wall and put them down into 5th. Now, recent message I received from Mr. Richard Williams down in P10. So I said, why? And he said, I got GT freed. So I said, oh dear, did it kill you? He said, yep. Came up the inside into the horse show, got alongside, and then we merged as we exited and got pushed into the barrier. So that, unfortunately, is punty people down in 10th place, okay? Punty people down in 10th place. So that's a bit of a shame for them. Now, Sinfinite. Okay, we've had this discussion before already. We've been here with this one, haven't we? I can just see it's going over and over and over again. Sinfinite. Okay, almost like I didn't see why they just didn't say infinite and then just say James say synth on the front of it. I just would have gone, oh yeah, Sinfinite. So anyway, Team Sinfinite are still in 14th position. Currently got Cy Anthony going for a quad. He's going for a quad stint. Now, normally we do doubles and then we driver swap. Cy Anthony is going for a quad. So that should be good for Cy Anthony. A nice long 4 stints there for Cy Anthony. And then they go over to Johnny Hitchin. So that should be an interesting one there. Johnny, I'm sure, will try as best as he can, as I'm sure all the team are doing, to get that car up into a reasonable position. So UKSR Blue are still in 3rd. Okay, so they've moved up. They were 4th last time when we caught up with them. They are now in 3rd place. So that's absolutely amazing for them. They are now up into 3rd place. So UKSR Blue in 3rd. Now, good evening, Duncan. I think we go to Sinfinite after this. Okay, mate. Good evening. Some good results so far. Yeah, not been too bad. Couple of deaths. The UKSR Ghost team is out. They've died twice, in fact, in one day. UKSR Lambo unfortunately got killed by a sausage curb. 25-minute repairs and down in P37. But we do have UKSR Scarlet in second. Punty People now down, unfortunately, in 10th. Symphonite are in 14th. UKSR Blue are in third place, so up from fourth. UKSR Silver are in second. Now, they've got Dom Roberts, I believe, is heading back into the car. So the beast reincarnated, that is Dom Roberts. He literally, his hands are on rails for, the car just, it glides like it's not even on a track. It just, well, I don't know. The guy's, saying guy, he's below 20, which is, I think that's even worse for some of us. But he's, he literally just drives like it's a train. It's on rails for them. So they're in second. So I'm expecting them to have a very good shout by the time I tune in the morning. That these guys should be well and truly pushing it, as we see Peter Cox there have a little bit of a mix-up with an LMP2. Either that or the LMP2 couldn't really decide what he was going to do with Peter Cox there. Whether or not he was going to get in the way or whether or not he was trying to try and go around him. Bit of a weird one. So in UKSR Green. Now, these guys, he will never be able to say the name ever again. No, not correctly anyway. UKSR Green. without adding the infinite bit on it. So UKSR Green, okay, are in 16th place.
Right side, I'm good, right side.
As you can see, if you can hear the team radio, unfortunately on that one. So Team Green just gained 2 positions, P16, recovery again. So I'm guessing they've had a very eventful 45, an hour and 45 minutes. So, it looked like Peter Cox there was I'm not quite sure what's going on, but this is looking a bit hairy, currently in 11th. So UKSR Green are now on the recovery again, okay? So they were moving up, as we know, went 19, 16, 21st, 18, 15, then the optional repairs, 19, 16, 14, got to 13 on the last hour at 11, and unfortunately are now down in 16th place. So UKSR Green are coming back, trying to come back. So we've got Alan Lever in the car for UKSR Lambo, Peter Cox for Pink. That is true. Owen Price is in the car for Scarlet, Jazz Marshall Porter in the class for 24 HPP, Cy Anthony in the car for Symphonite, and then Simon Bamba is in the car for UKSR Blue. Charlie Bebb is currently behind the wheels for Silver, and Richard Broadwith is currently behind the wheel for Green. Now, Peter Cox doesn't seem to be, I think last time out we were watching the Blue, and it was a very scary moments in there that was, I don't know, some questionable, but it doesn't look quite as scary for Peter Cox. However, that LMP2 did get a little bit of a slide on there coming out the corner, which would really cause Peter Cox grave issues. But lucky enough, touch wood, it did not. So that's Peter Cox surviving nicely from a sliding LMP2. Now, the guy behind, Piers de Ogo, is car number 71. He's a long way behind Peter Cox at the moment. He's talking about 2 minutes. They're not even on the same lap. They're like a lap apart. So Peter Cox for UKSimRacing Pink down in 12th, doing an absolutely stellar job. Now, unfortunately, they are 4 laps down from the car in front. The car in front's on 243. Peter's on 239. So they are a long way down. And really, they've got the opportunity to make up places throughout the evening, and it'll be really interesting to see how they get on as the evening goes, because they've had a bit of a mission, backwards and in and out, and they've been up and down a few times on their positions. Started at 4 o'clock because obviously the 12 o'clock one didn't go to plan, and then they went 15th, 12th, got all the way to 8th, back down to 14th, back up to 12th again as the information's coming in. So they're doing fairly well at the moment. They're currently in 12th. 12th place they are. Ignore the time and tell. I'm not quite sure what it's showing them as 11th. But they are unfortunately 4 laps down on the people. So they are just going to keep trying to go, keep plodding away and plodding away as we head it further into the night now. It's going to be interesting to see where the teams will be in the morning. I think that's going to be the thing, is seeing where they are, seeing how the evenings have been for them, because obviously we're not now keeping up with them, catching back up with them again until really we come to the end. Unfortunately, it's going to be maybe, I don't know, we have to see if there's going to be any updates out and about. Keep an eye on Twitter, UKSimRacers on Twitter as well. Where is that LMP taking that car? Careful there, Peter, careful. Let it go, let it go. Let it go. Please, Peter, let them go. There you go. Peter Cox takes the outside, lets the LMP2s go racing around the inside. It looked a little bit scary for a minute. Don't come back. Okay, good, good. So that's Peter Cox still plodding away. So there you have it, guys. Current standings are UK Lambo Yellow 37, UKSR Pink 12, Scarlet are in 2, is second. Punty People unfortunately down to 10th. Simfinite are in 14th place. UKSR Blue are in 3rd. UKSR Silver are in 2nd. And UKSR Green are in 16th. So it'd be interesting to see. They're back up to 15th, UKSR Green now. So they're gaining places again. So it'd be interesting to see how they get on. We've got 3 cars within the top 5, 4 within the top 10. And all of our cars are within the top 20, apart from Lambo, who are on 30 in 37th position. Okay? So, guys, that wraps up this evening's updates for you. As I say, I will be back tomorrow to give you update you again on what's been happening as we come to the end of the races. So I'll be back on about 1 p.m, I believe, to give you the last bit of the racing to see how we're getting on, see how the positions have changed, and just generally see what goes on. I think it's going to be interesting now. The night brings a different perception to racing, which we all know. Some of us love it, some of us don't. Daytona obviously is well lit. You could see that on the screen there. It's well lit up. If we was at Nordish Leaf, different scenario altogether. Completely black. You can't see nothing once you get out the main grandstand. So, you know, I think Daytona should be kind to the drivers than any other track. So I'm hoping they should all survive. But all that really, guys, is left for me to say, take care, good night. Have a good night, have a good sleep. And I shall catch up with you all tomorrow. You all take care.